radio show in Flint called The Skunk Works Show.
Skunk work?
Skunk Works Show.
Skunk. Animal.
That's right.
Got
Absolutely.
it.
We're on the streets of Windsor. It's a beautiful summer day, and I'm standing with...
Yelena Kalmanak.
Where are you from?
I'm from Windsor, Ontario.
How long have you lived here?
My whole life.
Nice. We love Canada. We're from the States. We come here a lot. The reason we're here today is in the States, marijuana is a very big issue recently. 2 states have legalized marijuana for people 21 and over. It looks like 5 more states are going to go that way this November. Do you think that's going to affect people in Canada in any way?
The effect I would see on it happening in Canada would be that a lot more people would be prone to us changing our laws as well. That's what I would see happening. There would be a lot more, possibly, I don't want to say riots, but I think a lot more kids, adults would be inclined to legalize marijuana here as well. And I think that would cause a couple of problems for the government, obviously. A very big change here in Canada. So, I mean, especially with us living in Windsor, we're very close to the States. We're very affected by Detroit, especially. So anything that happens there happens here.
Now, as you know, Michigan passed a medical marijuana law in 2008. They started issuing cards in 2009. Have you seen or know anybody that might be bringing cannabis back and forth across the border without giving us any names?
I personally have not seen anybody, but I mean, you obviously hear about it happening. You do know it happens, and there's nothing you can really do about it, right? You know it happens, so.
Well, my next question would be, do you have a medical marijuana law in Ontario? And if so, do you know anything about it?
I believe we do. I believe there is. You can have medical marijuana here in Canada, and I believe there is a grow up, or they want to open up a grow up here in Windsor. I know that that's coming up pretty soon. So,
would it?
Pretty sure.
Would it surprise you if I told you that you know as much as most of the local police officers do about your medical marijuana program? Let me say, you're right. There is a program.
Yeah.
The second part of that is I've talked to numerous officers. None of them are sergeants. They're just standard officers. They really don't know what the rules are here either. So you know as much as your local law enforcement. We're headed to BC in 3 weeks.
Okay, wow.
I hear that the culture with cannabis there is much different. Do you know anything about BC?
I've never been there personally. I would love to go there. As for marijuana, I would have no idea as to what happens in British Columbia. I've never visited.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
One, go.
This is Ryan with the Skunk Works radio show. We're still in downtown Windsor. It's a beautiful summer day, and I'm standing with...
Paul Laponce,
Where are you from, Paul?
Windsor, Ontario.
I'm over here today talking to people about marijuana. In the United States, we have 2 states that have passed recreational marijuana, 22 other states that have medical marijuana. Do you see this having an effect on Canadians in any way, shape, or form?
Oh, yeah, I think it's long overdue. It should come. I believe there should be 2 schools of thought on this, though. As far as the medical marijuana that helps kids and people that have diseases, great idea. But they should also legalize marijuana to take it away from the criminals and have the government sell it for tax purposes. I mean, they give us booze. They tax that, so what's the difference? We're basically right back to prohibition.
The big push in the States does look like we are going to legalize. I'll be honest with you, my thought process always was that Canada would make that move first. However, it seems like the States and the people there are taking the initiative to do that. If we pass it, do you think you'll follow soon?
Oh, I'm sure it'll come soon, yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you.
This is Ryan reporting for the Skunk Works Show, and I'm standing with...
Carl Lovett.
How you doing, Carl? We're here today talking about the cannabis industry and what it means to people in Canada. What's your opinion on medical marijuana or recreational marijuana in Canada?
Oh, I've never done it myself. I tried once, didn't work with me, so I said never again. But I know I've had relatives, a brother-in-law who passed away from cancer. He used it medically. I know, I think it's a lot safer than cigarettes. If you regulate it, excuse me, you'll know what's in it. As to, you buy it on the street, laced with rat poison and everything else. So I don't know, legalize it, govern it, and then you know what you're getting. It's just, to me, it's a safer way to go than smoking a cigarette.
Absolutely. You see in the United States that they have 2 states now that allow recreation. 5 more states in November are going to vote for recreation. It looks like in the states that they're probably going to go legal within 5 to 10 years. Do you think Canada will follow that lead?
Depending on the government that's in power at the time. If you get Justin Trudeau in there, I can see it happening within the next couple of 3 years. So, let them do what they have to do with it. I'm not for or against, but those who want it or need it medically or just recreational, let them do what they want.
Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Thanks, Carl.
This is Skunkworks.
Legalize it and be done with it.
Everybody needs to be cautious of these people that are going to be high and delirious.